Hi, fourth graders. Today we are talking about lesson 87, multiplying two two-digit numbers. This will be part one. Okay, the new concept is on page 553 of your math book. So if you don't have your math book yet, go ahead and grab it so that you can follow along as we work. Okay, so multiplying two two-digit numbers. For example, 34 times 12, two digits in 34, there are two digits in 12, so two two-digit numbers together. In order to multiply two two-digit numbers, we use 3 steps to do so. First step, we multiply by the ones digit. So that would be this 2, okay, if we're working with 12. So that would be the 2. So we take both digits in 34 times 2. So 34 times 2 is 68. The second step is to multiply by the tens place, which would be the 1, which would represent 10. So 34 times 10 is 340. Then we add the two products together. So 68 and 340 together would be 408. So first you multiply the ones place, then you multiply the tens place, then you add together. Okay, let's continue. It's usually easier to work multiplication problems if we work them vertically and line up the ones and line up the tens. So here you can see that we've worked it vertically and the ones and the tens are all lined up. So 2 times 4, we're multiplying the ones place first. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, second we move to the tens place. Since I'm moving to the tens place, I have to remember that I'm going over to this column. So since I'm moving to tens place, I'm going to put a 0 here to hold the ones place where I remember not to put my answer there. So we don't have any ones we're working with this time, so I'm putting a 0 there to represent that. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now that I've added or multiplied both the ones and the tens places, now I can add the two products together. So 68 plus 340. 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry up your 1. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. So 408 is the answer, the product when you multiply 34 times 12. Okay, let's try the example on page 554. So you can work it on your scratch paper as we go. Okay, once again, we're multiplying. We're doing 31 times 23, starting with the ones place. My ones place is lined up and my tens places are lined up. So 3 times 1 is 3. Keep them lined up right in the right spots. And then 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so I've multiplied everything by the ones place, so that's done. Now I'm moving to my tens place, and since I'm moving to my tens place, I'm going to put that 0 in to hold and make sure I don't put it in the wrong spot. I'm working with tens. I want to keep tens lined up. So 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so now I've multiplied by the tens place as well. So 93 and 620, and since I'm moving to the adding, I can just go ahead and add straight down. So 3 plus 0 is 3. 9 plus 2 is 11. Since I have to carry up, because I have two digits, 1 plus 6 is 7. So 31 times 23 is 713. All right, let's try the lesson practice on page 554. As I go, I want you to try first on whatever paper you have available to you or a whiteboard or whatever, and then we'll check your answer together. So go ahead and do A, 32 times 23. Okay, so starting with your ones place, 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, I've multiplied by the ones place. Now let's move to the tens place. Since I'm moving to tens, I'm going to hold my ones place. I don't have anything to put there. So I move to the tens. I want to keep it in the tens place. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so I've done both my multiplying by ones place and my tens place, so I can add the two products together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 4 is 13. So my 3 comes down and I carry up the 1. My second digit. 1 plus 6 is 7. Okay, go ahead and try B, 23 times 32. Okay, now notice that when we go to do 23 times 32, it's the same numbers as A. The difference is that we flipped them. The top number is now the bottom number. So think about that as we think about what our answer will end up being, what we know about multiplication. So multiplying the ones place first, I'm taking 2 times 3 is 6, and then 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, then I'm moving to the tens place. So I've done both times this. 3 times 3 is 9. Whoops, I forgot to hold my 0. Remember, I'm moving to the tens place. 3 times 3 is 9 in the tens place column. And then 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, now look at my digits here and notice that they're not exactly the same, but the digits look very similar. Now I can add my two products together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 4 plus 9 is 13. And then 1 plus 6 is 7. So what happens when we use multiplication? It does not matter the order that we're multiplying the numbers in, the product stays the same. Okay, go ahead and try C. Okay, multiplying the ones place first. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 4 is 8. So multiplied 43 times 2. Moving to tens place. So holding with a 0. So I can keep my tens in the tens column. And then I'm going to take 1 times 43, or 10 times 43, which is 430. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 4 is 4. Now, since I've multiplied by the ones place and then the tens place, now I can add the two products together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. And 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, go ahead and try D. Okay, starting in the ones place. Remember, we're taking everything times 1. So I have a 4 and a 3. So 34 times 1 is 34. Or I could work this one place at a time and say 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Or I can think 1 times 34. Okay, moving to the tens place. I'm going to take 2, which this 2 represents 20. It's in the tens place. So I'm going to put my 0 to hold, so I know that I'm moving over to the tens place, and I want to keep everything nice and lined up. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 times 34. So 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, I've got the product from my ones place, the product from my tens place. I can add those two numbers together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 3 plus 8 is 11. Carry your 1. And then 1 plus 6 is 7. So D is 714. Okay, last 4. Go ahead and try E. Okay, 32 times 32. 2 times 2, so 2 times 32. 2 times 2 is 4. Doing the ones place first. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so I've taken 2 times 32 and got 64. Now I'm moving to the tens place, which is 330. So I'm going to hold that 0 in ones so I can line up my tens. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. So 30 times 32 is 960. I found the product for my ones place, the product for my tens place. I'm adding them together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry your 1. And then 1 plus 9 is 10, and I have nowhere left to carry it, so both come down. So 32 times 32 is 1,024. Go ahead and try F. Okay. Ones place, so I'm taking 4 times 22. I'm going to do it one digit at a time. 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 2 is 8. Moving to the tens place. So I'm going to hold the 0 so I know where to put my answer. 1 times 2 is 2. And again, 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so I found the product for the ones place, product for the tens place, add them together. 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So my 0 comes down and I carry up the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 22 times 14 is 308. Go ahead and try G. Okay, starting with the ones place, so I'm taking 2 times 13, which you can do in your head if you want to, or you can work it out one digit at a time. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 1 is 2. Or 2 times 13 is 26. Move to the tens place. Since I'm moving over to the tens place, I want to hold that spot. You don't have to put the 0 here, but I like to so I don't forget. So now I'm taking 3 times 13. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, I've done both multiplication of the ones and tens place, so I'm going to add the two products together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 9 is 11. Carry your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Go ahead and do H, the last one. Okay, so this time we're taking 33 times 33. So I'm thinking when I do the ones place, 3 times 33. I like to take it one digit at a time. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 3 is 9. Moving over to tens place. And again, 3, which this one's the 30. 30 times 33. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 3 is 9. Now I can add those two products together. 9 plus 0 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. And 1 plus 9 is 10. Okay, so that's how it's done. You can go ahead and do the reteaching for this page and then your lesson homework for this page as well. Good luck.